Hello everyone, we are playing Summer School Pigsmoke with the Gauntlet, an online community which more information you can find out on the links below, and they organize all sorts of games, especially a focus on indie story games. We are playing a game about magical academia, about the lives of the faculty and their struggles as they have to deal with the intricacies of the academic world and magic. We will be using lines and veils, which will be on the character keeper. They should be treated as a life document, updated as necessary. We also be using the X card as well as script change. We're gonna before we kick out our game, we'll introduce our magical professors by order of the character keeper. So why don't you start, Michael?
Yeah, I'm playing Arthur Stranger. His pronouns are him. He's the workhorse role. He is a professor in the Department of Clothing Finding and Sealing Way, where he is trying very hard to keep up the integrity of the department. But unfortunately, um, the politics of the university seems to be working against him a little bit this semester, where they have assigned the first semester students to demon binding, which is of course an advanced topic that should not be taught at such an early level. And even though he's been working very hard to make sure that everyone knows this, he's been not very successful in changing anything whatsoever. And lately, last episode I was here, he got suspended for talking to the department head about this. So yes, he's been enjoying, or maybe not enjoying, his time on suspension. We'll see. He's currently working on trying to finding. Uh, Doing some research on binding lust demons, which there is one that is bound under the school. We don't really know for which reason, but apparently the binding is fading a bit. So it would be good to find out how one does that. So very practical research for us these days.
Well, he might be happy to learn that there is a change in the curricula coming, and the next year they're gonna change binding and demonology to the second year. Let's just hope that he makes it that far. Next, we have Ferret playing Elena Saint. Why don't you introduce us to her?
Well, I typed in chat. I didn't hear anything Michael said. I couldn't. Like I could hear he was talking, but I couldn't hear what he was saying.
Huh. I could hear you just fine.
Is it better now?
It's a bit better. I can hear like the background noises pretty well, but
It's weird. Yeah, me too. I can hear the background noise better than you. Maybe it's the configuration of the gains or something.
Just give me a second.
that's a lot better.
Yeah, now you are louder.
Good.
Okay.
Well, short recap then, since you didn't hear anything. Arthur is a workhorse, and he is working in the department of demon binding, pretty much. Which is his subject, and he is currently struggling with the fact that they have assigned first year students to demon binding, which is they're not qualified to at all. And when he complained, he got a suspension. So yeah, he's been on suspension last episode.
Okay. I am playing Helena Saint, the networker, who totally didn't get her job through Fae-assisted blackmail, and last session got added to some papers. Not sure how those are going to turn out, but also finally caught the Fey Princess's wild catchy and got injured in the process.
Okay, so we're gonna start by seeing what happened to Arthur. So let me relink the love letter. Okay, here you go.
Yeah, choice of suspension. So you find yourself with more time than you know what to do with, and the perfect opportunity to skirt around the terms imposed on you by the department and the dean. Roll plus bureaucracy. I haven't yet to succeed a role in this game, so I'm excited. I didn't this time either. It was a 6. This trusted Pendleton is not trusted at all.
It's a very cursed room. I think nobody has got any decent luck with it lately.
Well, on 6 minus, this has been exhausting. Was this supposed to help in any way? Choose one. Suffer burnout, or probably have been neglecting his groundworks in your absence, and someone scooped your work. I think that's pretty obvious choice. For more interesting here is a problem you've been neglecting has been groundworks in your absence. I mean, perhaps demon problems or with my class students, which Arthur has been ignoring. Could be something. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. So, as you return back to school, there is another teacher that is on the infirmary. So, I totally fitting that we start with Elena making a roll to see if they are able to get out from hospitality. So, it's going
Okay.
to be roll plus nothing.
Let's see if that. Okay, there we go. I got a 10.
Oh, good. So you're back to the old self again. Like nothing happened, no scars at all.
Oh, phew. I mean, I'm not vain.
Thankfully, nobody on your department heard about your uh, invalidity during the time you were on the wing, on the medical wing. Otherwise, you're pretty sure that they will try to test something on you. So got away from that. So let's go over the week. Who is teaching of the two of you?
I'm teaching.
And I think I'm not. I think I'm going to leverage this captured kitty.
Yeah, nobody is really. Everyone is looking to you, despite what happened. Uh, the scandal that happened with the security last session. You are in the good graces of your department head and the dean, so they are letting you do your thing. Nobody's pressuring you to teach. So let's start with Arthur. So roll plus charisma to see how it goes.
My God, that's a 4.
Well, things are a mess, and you are teaching to half of your classroom. It's half of the people that you expected to be, and they are unusually quiet, which considering the kind of questions that they were making before, is disturbing, because that means that they are getting their answer somewhere else. And there is a student there that you don't recognize. He seems to be very well dressed, with the signs of good breeding, and he does not seem to be of the people that have your class as usual. And he's sitting on the back, taking notes on his iPad, and with what seems to be a demonic grimoire on top of his desk.
After class, I think I go over to him, and I think I just like ask, do you have your student ID, Mister? I don't think I've seen you here before.
Conrad Mansell, I am here in a special commendation from the dean. And he pulls out a letter from inside the demonology tome, and he hands over to you. I am taking extracurricular classes beyond my department for this semester due to a special project.
And what is that? That I might ask. I might be able to help.
Yes, I'm very interested in the exact legal limits of demonic contracts, as well as on the issue of demonic curses.
I think I like smile at him and say, legalities of demonic contracts. I'm not sure I understand this correctly. Are you afraid of being sued by a demon?
I'm more interested about loopholes that demon might use or mortals might use.
Oh, well, loopholes depends on the demon. There is, well, let's say these loopholes usually get closed when someone discovers them, because that's how this game works. But if you can tell me which demon, I might be able to help you with which loophole. What you're supposed to be looking for.
Are you familiar with the demon Lord Kajumid?
Am I?
You heard that name. It used to have a cult within Pigsmoke in the 80s, and there is the rumor that some teachers were involved with it.
Yes, I've heard there. It is something I'm familiar with. It's a bit. It has a history at school, let's say.
Yes, it seems that a lot of people have been able to get away with dealings with it. And I would like to know exactly which loopholes they used.
Well, I am a bit curious to why you have been assigned special curriculum to find loopholes with exactly this demon. But if you could help me in some way, I could perhaps find out what you need to know.
Are you looking for someone to help you with your work? That can be interesting. I will be working on the monology no matter what. I might as well learn one thing or two.
Well, you see, this semester has left me with little time to do research, and I have been working on this project with binding this other demon. But I mean, if I could do some research with this one, I guess that might do as well. I really need to be able to, I don't know, work on something different than teaching these dumb students. And a good research paper would.
That sounds amenable, Professor Stranger. So Conrad Mansell is going to he's not going to do much lab work, but he's going to be throwing the money of his family on your direction. So he's going to give you one complexion to one of your projects, or he's going to give you 3 if you do a favor to him. And the favor that he asks for you, if you choose that, he gives you a list of books that he wants to get from the restricted Campbell library. And books from that library are not supposed to be taken by students, nor they are supposed to leave the libraries.
Okay. Well, sure, I can see what I can do.
So do you promise the favor to him, or you just take the one advance?
I don't think I promise it, but I imply that I'm gonna look into it.
Okay, so far you can apply to one of your papers, or if you want to start a new paper, just apply him as a co-author then, and then you get that progress.
How
So
many
far you
things
only
do I
have one
need
paper.
before I have
5.
Okay.
So, for example, if you put on the paper that you have now, if you do the favor to him, you will have completed. So
Well,
you're gonna.
I think actually that will make me promise it, because I only want to be done with this goddamn paper.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So
How dangerous could this book be anyway?
very, very dangerous. So then we got to Elena, and so because you have a lot of time to do your thing, do your research, and to get on top of what is happening on the academia, draw a small incestuous world for me to see what you meet at lunch.
Okay. Ooh, I got a 12.
Good to see that the room is good for someone. Okay, so you can choose one. You run into someone unexpected, you get wind of some news which will affect your department, you see 2 other faculty members doing something out of the ordinary.
Oh, I'm stuck between 2 or 3. I think I see 2 faculty members doing something out of the ordinary.
So, do you want one of them to be Arthur?
If that's okay with him, that would be fine.
So, Michael, what do you think it would be something out of the ordinary that Arthur could be doing?
I mean, getting this book might qualify.
So, I think we see you speaking to one of the faculty members that has constant access to Campbell Library. Actually, no, you are speaking with one of the elemental spirits that are serving the administrative staff. One of the gnomes. Their name is, what are my notes? Okay, so you're talking with Barry Bandy, which is also the leader of the Gnome Syndicate that performs maintenance around school, and you're trying to put him the good word with the dean to let you, on these extreme circumstances, to do this by the right and not get you in trouble by getting this book to the student. And it's very strange to see a member of administration and a member of faculty proper doing for lunch. So that catches the attention of Elena.
Oh, how to leverage this? I think she'll come over and she'll walk over. I think she has the cat, like, who is docile now, like looks like a normal cat instead of the wild cat form, and just be petting it. It's like, is this about the books that escaped recently?
Books that escaped?
Yes, a few were animated by someone in your department, I believe, and and all I remember, there were attacks on people, paper cuts everywhere.
Oh, this is actually news to me. No, I'm just getting a book for my research. I am doing some starting a new paper now. I'll let you in on a secret. I'm almost finished with my current paper finally, so I can go on to research a new demon.
Oh, and what kind of demon were you researching before?
Oh, it's a demon of lust. It's an interesting story, actually. Bound at this school. Who knows why they decided to bind the demon of lust under the dormitories? But well, yes, I did at least find out how to let's say modernize the process of binding it.
Sounds salacious, but aren't these books supposed to stay here, even for us?
Well, have you been in this library? It's so full of dust, and I'm allergic. I just have to, take it out and.
I understand, but maybe I'd understand better if I was helping with that paper that's almost finished.
And I think Arthur probably doesn't realize what you're doing at first a little bit. It's like, what? Why? What you mean? How could you contribute to that?
In name and support, morale.
Um,
I mean, unless, of course, your allergies are so bad that I should go tell people about them.
and I think I look at you and I like, well, my allergies they well what should you be credited with then? I don't even know what you.
Application of lust demon technologies at soirees.
Well, very well. Um,
And she'll smile. Like, you're not allergic to any food or drinks, are you?
well, I am allergic to beans, actually.
And you can see it's not the answer she was really expecting, but she'll hand over this way too embossed, shiny, calligraphied card that is dealing with like a Fey party. It's like, if just as a token for allowing me on this paper out of the kindness of your heart, maybe you can come by a party later and we can schmooze.
I think Arthur dusts off his jacket and straightens up a little bit and says, "Well, sure. I could maybe celebrate our finished, like I said, our finished project. Yes, that sounds appropriate. Is there going to be students there?
Maybe some that shouldn't be there, so none that would tell."
Oh, good. Well, I'll see you later then. I'll just have to, have a little read.
And she like passes the card over, like keeps petting the cat, and walks off, happy that she has finagled her way into a paper she had nothing to do with.
Well, but you still need to get that book.
Yeah.
So how are you two going to go about that?
I mean, I'm just gonna fill the requisition to the letter as it's supposed to. I mean, I do have a doctor's certificate that I am allergic, so I've gotten books out of there before like that. I mean,
Okay,
it is really
so-
very dusty in there.
Okay, so roll me red tape, or what is the other one? Purchase order. Which one is more fitting? In any case, both of them are plus bureaucracy. Let me just check the moves results to see. I would say it's a purchase order move.
Yeah. Sure. Let's see now, Pelican. Come on, do this for me. Yes, that's 11.
Okay, so you get all three. You get it now. You get exactly the book you asked for, and you don't need to do any favors for the administrative staff. So you feel that, so you get to use the move publish. So roll plus research, Arthur, to see how is your paper received by academia.
Well, plus research. That is a 9, I think. It doesn't matter. It won't be a 10. So yeah, 9.
Okay, so everyone that was a co-author marks experience as well as the author. So both of you mark experience. So, and I pick one. Okay, because Claire is involved as a co-author in this project, and because it is involved with content that is not peer-reviewed, you are published at low quality journal, a bit below what you are used to. So your reputation suffers. So you're gonna get disadvantaged the next time you smooth.
I like to imagine that Claire and Helena's pictures are like really big in this magazine, and Arthur gets like a tiny little author square.
Yeah. Okay, so next, let's do what we do for the rest of this week. So, our time-consuming moves. So, anyone has idea what they're doing for the rest of the week?
I am going to tag my networker move, spend the week gossiping with the Fae, and try to learn a secret that the Fae might know about the school, be it about a lust demon, about a prehistoric marsupial, a demon, whatever secrets they may have.
Okay, so that's active social life, right?
No, this is a move of mine. Tell me everything.
Oh, so roll plus charisma. Okay, but so this is not time consuming, so then you can
Oh,
still
then
do.
maybe delve deeper. Then is what I'm doing.
Yeah, but you
Trying
can do
to
the tell me everything first, then we can do delve deeper.
gotcha.
Yeah, so this is a
I got
conclusion.
an 11.
Okay, so on a hit, they'll tell you a secret either about themselves or someone else. So you spend the time partying with the nights of this week, partying with the Fae, and the Fae tell you that one of the teachers in necromancy, that would be uh, the vegan sports teacher Balton Heidler, he has been committing some kind of financial hiccups, and that he has been getting smoothie with the Fae, uh, promising them to contact long dead mortals that might have still bound Gaias with them in exchange for some help with those financial troubles.
Ooh, that sounds very illegal and immoral. But
Yes,
illegal's the best part.
indeed. So you're gonna do delve deeper as your time-consuming move.
Yes. And so let's. That is a 9.
Okay, that is nice. So you can ask one question, start a new research project, or fill one box in any other research project.
Okay, so my research project is on the. Well, I think I am trying to research my paper, the mating rituals of the Fae. So, what sort of people that I don't know may have a vested interest in my paper?
Oh, that's very good. So there is a former teacher of Pigsmoke that now is working for pharmaceuticals. Her name is Dr. Delia Friedberg, and you go look to her previous publication, and you see that she has worked with that before, and that she has a lot of unpublished data that she ended up not doing anything with after she left academia. So if you could get her in, or maybe pitch this as being useful for industry, you could use that for your benefit.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, next is Arthur's weekly action. So what do you want to get done this week?
I think I'm gonna look into this tome and what this really is before I did it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so you're gonna delve deeper into the tome.
Yeah, maybe there is a research project there for me, and it seems to be
Sure.
a person interested in it that has a lot of money, so that might be helpful to complete it a little bit faster.
Indeed. So go ahead and roll plus research.
That's a 12. Luck has turned.
Okay, yes. So three questions, or you can use to fill boxes or start a new project.
I think because it's question 1 for 1, right? So I could use 3. I'm gonna ask a question here because this is also interesting. But I think I want to ask what here is not as it appears to be.
You get the feeling that this tome is not exactly only about contracts and ways that both mortals and demons alike breach them, but it seems to be very focused on the very tricky situation in which a mortal has made deals with more than 2 demons, and the intricacies of what takes precedent, what is not, how demons might settle any claims. And this seems to be like someone is trying to bring down 3 demon lords by pitting them against each other.
Cool. This sounds like a very good research project called multi-interest contracts, demon contracts.
Good. So that's your second hold is used for creating a new project. And what do you do with the third one?
I think it's on multi-party. I think it's both tempting to use it to get them, but I'm not gonna finish it anyway. So I think I'm just gonna answer a question instead. Yeah, but ask what sort of people that I don't know might have a vested interest in this.
So you heard about you learned about one of the youngest members of the Department of Foreboding, Chrissy Grandstaff, that comes from an ancient demon hunting family, and they are gifted with the gift of hindsight, so in which they can actually predict events that had already transpired into the distant past. And you know that they were actually accepted to give the history of prophetic visions share because of their paper in some 15th century demonologist that was involved in exactly one of those 3-party deals, and how the events that transpired them increased the chaos of the 30 Years' War.
Christy Langstaff, was that it?
Christy Grandstaff. Right.
I imagine probably that Arthur is like literally Google searching this, and he will demon hunter. So it's been a long time since I've done a project that has the potential to be this spicy, and I think he like. I better make her acquaintance.
Yeah, so we have our plans for the next week, I guess, which is to meet 2 different persons. So before that, is anyone teaching this week?
Yes.
I think I will.
Okay, so give me those teach rolls.
So 8.
Okay, so mark XP.
I got a 10.
Okay, so mark XP. Now, the trouble that Professor Stinger gets. So this class goes better, except that this time you don't see Conrad around, but you see someone. Uh, it's a middle-aged faculty member wearing all green, and she presents herself. I'm Professor Verdant of Paraveterinary Medicine. I heard about the issues of your suspension, Professor, and I must say that must have been awful. And I'm here to welcome you back.
I look like a little baffled at this. Well, thank you. I guess Professor Verdant. Is that it?
Yes. Now, I wonder what has been happening around our dear school, and I'm so glad that you have found a way to tame that demon of lust that so much has done to torment our students. Now, would you actually like to implement something in such scale?
You mean actually binding it? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, from the old seal to the new one.
Well, and I think Arthur smiles. It's been a while since I've been able to do something useful with these research papers. So it's yes, actually that would be. I would like to show my dear head of department that my research is indeed very useful and deserves publication in much better journals than these. Oh, well, never mind that, but yes, indeed, I would definitely like that.
So, how about this? May I count your support in diverting money from less important things in Pigsmoke? Nothing really important. You know how it is with these departments, always hemorrhaging money on less important matters, and why we don't have it channeled to actually something that we know it will do such goodwill for the academy.
Yes. Also, I think maybe this loosening of the binding of this demon has been affecting my students. They've been acting strangely lately. Um, might add that to our argument to divert some resources to binding this demon.
I'm looking forward to working with you, Professor Stanger. Feel free to ask for me in the Department of Veterinary Medicine should you need something else. I have extensive means and the will to apply it.
Hmm. Well, how nice. Wait, Professor, what was it again? I'm sorry, I'm
Verdant.
verdant. I'm a little. I've had some. There was some chemicals involved in this lesson. I am a little bit forgetful. But Professor Verdant, thank you. I will definitely. Thanks for making coming over and being so gracious. This is. It was a great opportunity. I don't understand why I didn't think about this before, but it's a great idea. We should definitely do this.
Okay, so Elena, how do you want to make this meeting happen?
I oh, I think I'll try. I want to try it first to like maybe again networker kind of thing. Hunt her old social media posts down. Maybe find Friedberg's theses, hypotheses, whatever, and email her, like looking into the same stuff. It would be great if we talked. Let's do brunch. Here's a snazzy restaurant. Have great ideas for your current endeavors as well to be tied to this.
So is that a smooth, or you have a specific move for that?
I think this is just schmoozing to try and get her to meet with me.
Okay, so go ahead and roll charisma.
Oh, a 14 this time.
Yeah, because this seems pretty simple, they agree to meet you for brunch.
Yeah, and I think my plan of attack, since she works in pharmaceuticals, you said, right?
Yeah.
I want to figure out like what's her main endeavor. Is she preventative pharmaceuticals? Is she treatment pharmaceuticals? Is it mental health, physical health?
It seems to be mostly about reproductive health, and so basically to maintain fertility and sexual drive and whatnot.
Okay. And I think this is going to be my starting point. It's like, we seem to have been interested in the same type of research. I mean, the Fae are intriguing creatures, don't you agree?
So, what is one thing about her that tells you that she hates academics and anything related to it?
Hmm. I think when I was, does it need to be something physical on her or like something I've found?
Yeah, maybe something that you found on a social network.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she has like her Tumblr or blog, a Hog War Tumblr, whatever it is, like is called like the Liberated Professor, and like has this like ball and chain, but like instead of the ball, it's a textbook, and it's just like scathing reviews of like old professors that aren't named, but anyone who's had their classes knows who she's talking about. But I think research. Do you have a? Did you have something you wanted to say? I saw your mouth open.
So she is up to brunch, and the first time that you see her genuinely pleased since this meeting started is when you bring up the Fae. Yes, the Fae are fascinating beings, and honestly, having contact with them is what I miss most about this project. I keep telling my supervisors that it might be good to at least have some positive connections with the Fae, and then maybe we can help on some of them as clients.
I think that's a good idea, but we might actually need to look into human law for a moment. American human law, at the very least. Often, it seems that corporations are treated as people. If we can get the Fae to promise your corporation single-handed rights to the study of them, why, at least in this neck of the woods, you would have a monopoly on them, and all kinds of opportunities would be open to you.
And we could actually have things patented for their use in Fae, and then we will be able to breach patent for things that have been FDA approved. Yeah, I can see how I can sell that idea to some executives. And I just need to prove to them that I'm the right person to do it.
Well, I mean, and I think she I think since she's kept the cat, she's been keeping it with her until she's going to return it to Mytilene. And it's like, I can drop your name to the current princess of the Fae if you would like.
That would be delightful, because that's honestly the only thing that these executives respect: money, especially old money. And honestly, there is no oldest money than the Fae.
And when you get into the nobility of the Fae, I mean, she may be old, but oh, that body and that experience.
So, what do you want to get from this interaction?
I want to get well, I want her on like my project basically.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess I'm looking for a research grant from her company.
Mm-hmm.
Since I've been burning through my other research grant partying with the Fae.
So, unless you have something else, I think that is the second smooth.
Okay, let's see how this goes. Now this one will fail. Oh, I succeeded with an 8.
Okay, so they'll be able to contribute to you, but they request something else beyond that. I heard that there is a powerful entity of lust that has been wrongfully labeled as a demon in Pigsmoke. If you could get us information of how to contact it, my pharmaceutical research department would be looking forward to see if there is a venue of research there, and that would give a lot of more money that will go through my department, which would look very good on any grants that we will have together.
Of course, I think I may have the perfect in on this opportunity as well.
Okay, so you're gonna get her as so gonna get her as a co-author, and you get, for now, you get one progress, and you can get more progress if you get more. So next we check the other meetings. So how is Arthur approaching Christie Grandstaff?
Well, where is she at? Is she at the school, or what is she doing?
Yeah, you quickly check online her schedule, and you can see that she's teaching a lot of classes during the first year. So it's easy to intercept her between classes or catch her on the office. And she seems to be a bit of a workhorse herself, so she does not seem to be skipping those things.
Hmm. Yeah. I think I just find her at the end of some engagement she has in her schedule, um, after a class or a meeting or whatever.
So, what is an artifact that Christie Grandstaff carries casually with her?
I think like a crossbow or something like that.
So she notices you approaching, and she immediately assumes a defensive position. As I've, whenever a faculty member comes to approach her, is to unload more work on her, and she is culturally courteous. Greetings, Professor Stinger. Would you like some coffee, or is this just fine?
I am much more of a tea person, actually. Thanks. I brought some cookies, in fact.
Oh, thank you.
My-
Yeah, she waves her old school wand and boils some water and pours it in cups and gives you a tray of dried leaves of different mixes for you to try. So, what do you need? Do you need something historical? There is not much interest in history in Pigsmoke. The dean keeps going on that Pigsmoke should not be looking into the past. We should focus on the future and other nonsense.
Well, the dean. Well, let's not talk about the dean. But I am here. It's a bit of a long story, actually. I am not, but I thought you might be the one right person to help me figure out this. And don't worry, I'm not trying to unload research work on you, but I thought you might be interested in this. And the story is that I don't know what is connected to what, so I'm just gonna say the whole thing. My students have been strangely obsessed with demons lately, and I specific demons and deals with demons, and I don't know. It's been a little bit worrying, but I thought, well, they're incompetent first graders anyway, so there's no way they're going to be able to do anything successful yet. I thought, at least. But the other day there was this other person in my class, and he asked me to get him this, and I take the book and put it on her desk or on the table probably, and take like a sip of tea. And I can't help but feel like this is a oddly specific multi-contractual demon agreements. And he mentioned this demon, and I say the name of that demon that I don't remember the name of. And I know there was this there was this ruckus about this demon in some years ago, and I thought, maybe Christy would know something about this, and also perhaps be interested in why the hell everyone is suddenly obsessed with this demons and multi-contractual obligation and Kagomid, and I don't know. Seems strange to me.
So
and I thought, well, let's find someone with a crossbow to help me with this problem.
Yeah, speaking of the crossbow, the moment you say Kagome, the crossbow visible rattles as if alive. But Chrissy does not seem to be paying attention. So she picks the book and she starts perusing it. And she says, funny. She touches the electronic band that marks it as propriety of the Campbell Library. Funny that these... No, it cannot be related. Maybe. I mean, that makes sense. Are you familiar with the only way one can break a demon curse? Not a single individual one, a lineage curse, one that is tied to a family.
No, I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah, no wonder. It's very specific and something that has very rare events that have transpired. There's only a single reported case of someone managing to break a bloodline demon curse, and it was by making 3 different contracts with demons. And the moment that the curse jumped to the next person, the demons toward themselves each other for the rights to continue the curse. And on that process, enough generations of mortal lives transpired that the curse fizzled out. So it is a desperate measure, but so far it's the only way that anyone managed to do it.
That is very interesting. I no wonder. And how is this related to this book?
Well, this book seems to give, in less than uncertain terms, how to hide from other demons that you have made deals with another one. So if I was to set up the conditions to have three incompatible deals, that would be the essential step to hide oneself from demons. The problem is these demons, they are probably aware of the contents of these books because uh, the demons that were tricked into this, they were made the laughing stock of the abyss. So I would expect that if someone is trying to hide, they're gonna need something new, some new way to hide themselves from demons. And you recall the experiments that led to the death of the other student, which they apparently were trying to hide their presence by disrupting the connection between their body and soul by scrambling their spirit, and ended up with them accidentally becoming a living demon gate.
That's very interesting. Well, I am actually currently starting a new project on demon multi-party demon bindings. Well, this might be an interesting project to you too. I think actually I'm gonna try to to research, you know, how how to make loopholes, because I feel like demons often get are at a disadvantage when they're meeting with mortals, and good research into the understanding of how this works would be favorable to all parts in making good agreements.
Are you trying to get her on this project?
I think I am like kind of offering it out there.
As you are saying this, you can see doubt on her eyes, and you get the notion that she has Googled you, and the first paper that you found was exactly the last one you published. So you're gonna have to smooth with disadvantage.
Yeah. Well, there's no way that's gonna work, but we'll see. It's one with the first one, so good start. Yeah, that's 5 then.
So she makes a teen's polite smile. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. Unfortunately, I am pretty busy with a project on my own. And she points to a rack full of ancient first editions of History of Magic tomes. And she goes around between them. I'm trying to catalog the holes that are missing on the official records from my own recollections, and that takes me a lot of hours. Maybe if you can find something helpful with that, then maybe we can work together. She says more out of politeness because she does not seem to believe that you have something to contribute on that. Uh, So yeah, it seems that for now she's not willing to join your project.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you don't want to, then I'll be happy to do this alone. Um, but yeah, thanks for your help so far. It was very enlightening.
Oh, one last thing. If someone is actually going to do it, I recommend you observe from very, very far away.
Yes, yes. I thought that might be a good idea. I know. Thanks for the tea. Also, feel free to come over for me to my office to return the favor sometime. It would be interesting to hear about your findings in about the history of magic tomes.
Okay, so let's go over the other actions of the week. So, what is Elena trying to get done this week?
I need to get that research grant. So I know I know the first place I'm going to. A certain necromancer I might be able to blackmail.
Oh. So, what do you want to do with the vegan sports teacher?
I want to get him alone, and I want him to summon an old cult member or someone who sold their soul to the lust demon to get you know the the usual summoning instructions for that particular demon, and then
Mhm.
report those summoning instructions to Delia.
What move will that one be?
Oh, this is Scathe. If he does not do this for me, I'm reporting his illicit use of necromancy to bribe the Fae.
Oh, so you're gonna do skate with advantage on this one because you have leverage on him.
Yay! That is a 13.
Okay, so they choose one. So they give you something they think you want, and they give you the information that one of the other necromancy teachers used to be related with those cults, and you are able to get the information that if you check into the hiring reports of Professor Beatrix, you might find that information.
Hmm.
And I would say that yes, by that, then if you tell that to Delia, her corporate spies will probably do the dig out and find what she wants.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely Twitter DMing her as soon as I'm leaving this room.
Okay. Yeah, so they do this background check on Beatrix, and not before the week is over. She's already transferring you funds before the grant clears, so that you are able to start working. So you mark 2 additional boxes.
Sweet.
So yeah, so you have the full contribution of Delia Friedberg for your paper. So, and you still have a time consume move if you want.
Well, we're so close. I might as well delve deeper.
Okay, go ahead, please research.
That's a 10.
Great. 3 questions.
Well, I'm going to fill out the last two. I'm going to ask one question before I fill it out, I guess. Who do I want to know what's not as it appears to be? Or no, I'm too selfish for that. What can I use this finished paper for?
You think that once you have this paper, you're going to be establishing yourself as a de facto specialist in Fae. Not only that you got that by Fae favors, no, you are a legitimate Fae specialist that is able to get favors from the Fae. So you can actually reinvent yourself if you capitulate on this paper And this will be especially easy if you introduce yourself on that new role to someone that still did not know you. So you can easily become seen as one of the top experts on Fae in North America, nay, in the world.
Ooh, an American. Oh, this will piss off Ireland so much. Yeah. Let's publish this paper.
Okay, so you use the other two to fill the boxes.
Yes.
Okay, so do the publishing move.
And that's just plus research again.
Yeah.
I got a 12. I cannot fail. I am the best.
Okay, so mark XP for publishing a paper. So everyone is happy, the research is good, and all co-authors mark experience.
I succeeded through blackmail. This is school.
Yes, it is. Well, also, you got a big corporation to give all the resources to you, so yeah. So, yeah, that's your week. Now let's see how it's going for Arthur. So, Arthur, what do you want to get done this week?
I'm gonna research. I think I'm gonna delve more into what Christy pointed me towards. I mean, she didn't contribute, but she said a lot of things that I could use for my paper, and it also helped me figuring out what's going on with this guy giving that I think I've given the tome to them now, or at least after I've done this.
Yeah, so you meet with Christy again. Do you meet on your office or do you meet on a public place on campus?
I'm not sure I actually meet her, but she pointed me towards a lot of information.
Mm-hmm.
So I already got the information that I needed, I think, out of her in terms of like, okay, so this is what I need to figure out for my project. So she's not gonna. I mean, she said no to being a co-author, but I guess she kind of already helped me. As that's how I see it, at least. So fine by me.
Okay, so how do you want to capitulate on this information then?
I mean, there's a specific mention of an incident where this happened
Mm-hmm.
with Kagomit.
Yeah.
I mean, and the best way of figuring out things is from empirical evidence, right? There should be plenty of this. This is even happened at this school.
Yeah, actually, yes. You go into old papers, old newspapers. You actually see records of the cult meeting, and you can go exploring the place where the cult met all those years ago. And you know that it was one place where you with Hugo you actually sealed the gate that was reopening. So you think you can find the old cultist hangout if you want.
Yeah.
So do me an adventuring.
Oh my. That's plus.
Nothing unless you have a move that applies.
Nope. Definitely not. That's a 7.
7. Okay. Choose one.
I think you catch wind of something bad news, some bad news that will affect your department. That seems.
No, it's adventuring, not small cities world.
All right. Okay. I think I get what is it that I was after.
Okay, so question is, what is that you wanted? What would be really the smoking bullet that would really make you go, haha?
I think it is the evidence of the contracts that was involved in this thing that happened?
Yeah, you'll find a lot of old reagents that were inert, so probably whoever busted the cult did not take them, as well as the long notes of contracts of cult members, of proceedings, what did they got, what did they gave, the goals of Kagomed. You get all this. The thing is, you can hear a portal opening, and you are able to escape with this, but you pretty much you have to fend off demons all the way. And in the end, you have to pull up to seal the rift with such magical power that it collapses the building. So you come out muddy, dragging all this in the middle of the tennis court as all the students are looking at you, and then you fall unconscious and you wake on the medical wing. So roll plus nothing.
That's a 5.
Oh, that's a 5. So you spend most of the rest of the week on the hospital and you're not able to do much. The thing is, you learn that someone else took this stuff and put on storage, and you don't know who. And the medical staff is not letting you leave because they consider you might have be suffering from demonic energies contamination, so they don't want to give you clearance.
Okay. Well, not much I can do then, I guess.
Yeah, not this week. And then the next week rolls in. So roll another hospitality.
So for another 5.
Another 5?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you are still stuck there, but this time you have a visit, and it is Christy Grandstaff. I was going to check on you for I was going to check on you for your invitation, and I learned that you have been taken to the hospital wing.
Well, demons.
What happened exactly? Did you summon something and it was botched?
No. I just, I followed the lead you gave me, and well, I pretty much found the old cultist lair, but there was a portal opening there. So, you didn't mention that when we had this conversation. I didn't know it was active. Wasn't Kagomid, wasn't the threat dealt with back then?
There was rumors that there are cultists of Kagomid back into the school. The gate should be inactive, yes. It's too dangerous.
It certainly wasn't.
And she grabs your the notes on your status, and she signs something. Well, I just cleared you for demonic contamination, so they will not be able to keep you here, but you should still come doing checkups because you still need to mend your bones and those ones. You know how it is with demon claws and their magic, they don't heal properly. At least you'll no longer be stuck here, but don't go around, please, into this stuff because I don't think you will be able to survive in your condition.
Oh, I know how to deal with demon wounds. I've had my fair share. But also, I don't know if you know about this, but there was someone. I don't know if you've been here before, but they took my my findings when I got. Would you know where might have put them.
Oh, apparently that was before they took you to the hospital, because there should be a note here if someone had taken your items. I mean, there are still these receipts for your personal belongings for you to pick up, so that must have been. Huh. You were found by students, right?
Yes, the tennis court.
Yeah, so maybe a student took it.
I shake my head and I think, sometimes I think that the dean should just expel all the students. This university will be much better for it.
Well, yes, then we could actually do some actual research.
Well, okay. I'll go find them. I'm sure that there's some form they have to fill out to be able to play tennis in school hours.
Indeed. Just be careful, okay? If don't go around alone on your condition.
Oh no, I'll be fine. Don't worry.
Yeah. So, who is teaching this week?
Well, I'm not.
Yeah, nobody expects you to. So you'll get a free pass.
I think, I mean, these students have to be able to tell the story of when the expert of the Fae taught them that one semester before she went on to greater and better things. So I'll teach this week.
So do your teach roll.
That's another 13.
Okay, so mark XP. Everyone wants to have a story, so you have a package seminar for people that want to say that they attended.
So I just leveled up.
Well, so you can pick an advance then. Okay.
I think I'm going to be boring and just boost my sorcery up. No, I'll boost my research up.
Okay. That's also a good call. Okay, next we're gonna see how Arthur is going to find out which student took his stuff. So how are you gonna find it? Red tape?
No, I think there must be like some kind of course, this is a magic school. It's not a sports club. So, of course, you have to sign a form on a list to be able to play tennis on the court. And I'll find that.
Yeah, so you find that, and let's see if something happens on that. Roll me plus bureaucracy.
Yes. Let's see. That's a 12.
Okay, so you find exactly which students were there. You found that it was the North Edinburgh residences that had the tennis court reserved for that hour, and you know that those are all the top of the top, the highest breeding of students, and you recognize two names there from the, even if one of them could not possibly be there, because it's one name is the student that died due to the botched tattoos, and the other is none other than our good old friend Conrad Mansell.
Okay, yeah. I'll find out where he lives.
Yeah, you know exactly what is his dorm, so you're able to get there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I walk just into his dorm without knocking or anything. This serious business.
Yeah, you find all the stuff there, all the stuff that you had missing, as well as a bunch of notes and a lot of research stuff. And you can see the same pattern of the tattoos on some of the notes. And you can see what seems to be the Mansell family line.
Well, if there's nobody there, I just requisition his research, I guess. It's the only right thing to do.
Yeah, you just ask some of the staff to take out the stuff from his dorm,
Mhm.
and then you see that some of it is missing, and you realize that it was exactly the summoning procedure for Kagomid that the cult had. So you figure that Muscle is not here because he went to summon Kagomid.
Well, I grab all the stuff and put it in my bag, and then I like rush towards where I know the portal to be. Finally, I can. I think I could probably stop Kagomit, or just give him Mansell for free as a bargaining chip. That would
So
look a
you
little
got there, yeah, you get there, but on the way, you find that. Oh wait, no, you get there safely, and you found that whatever muscle is using is not here, and you heard something from Professor Beatrix reports, official reports to the police, that the last time something like this was attempted, it was near the forest that is claimed by the Fae.
Oh, there's a party there soon, isn't there?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'll be visiting that party after all. If that's okay with you, Ferret, it would seem like a cool.
The partier in me says no. The person who loves narrative drama says yes.
Yeah. So, so Elena, describe me the party.
I think this is the first time that Helena has met Mytilene since the horrible night where she walked out on her, and she's of course bringing the cat as the peace offering. That she totally didn't leave the door open and let it get out. That was someone else. But it's sort of like those old revelry paintings. There's fawns, there's nymphs, there's just people in various states of undress. The only difference is now there's that some DJ with a item on their head that looks like a face, pumping out dubstep and lots of drinks and glow sticks. And instead of a Midsummer Night's Dream, it's a Midsummer Night's Rave, but mid-autumn rave.
Excellent.
Okay, so are you invited or you just storm the party?
Well, of course I'm invited. Anyone who has the princess's cat is invited. She just didn't think it would be me.
But I guess Arthur is not.
Oh, Arthur, I gave him a card, which I think is like a ticket in, but it's one of those things where it doesn't say be careful what you eat or promise, but it's kind of implied.
Okay, so let's take a break of 10 minutes and then we come back to this fairy party.
Okay.
Okay, everyone is here. So the party is happening, and it is everything that you expect a fae party to be. So there is this enchanted grove in the middle of the forest, and there seems to be a twist in the air as things seem to be phasing in and out of existence as different fae come in to mingle. And you two are basically the only mortals around. And uh, meeting Elena's approaches you two. Honestly, my dear Elena, and here I was thinking that you were done captivating my interest. It was a mistake for me to let you go, or maybe not. Otherwise, I'll not be so charmingly surprised. And who's your friend?
Well, your cat and I are not that acquainted yet. Oh, this is Arthur.
Yes, Arthur Stanger.
Oh, another professor, I see.
Yes, yes, professor of demonology.
You often hunt?
Hunt demons.
Or
Or
something else? Yes.
I often hunt my students, mostly trying to make them do their work. That's yes, it's the main thing. But sometimes demons too, when they not very often.
Yeah, that sounds delightful. I would love to enchant some students and hunt them down over these woods, but unfortunately, we have pacts to prevent that. And now, you see, you are a demonologist. Thankfully, you have put your school in check since the last time someone tried to do a demonic ritual in our woods.
Oh, yes, that was. Do I know about this?
Yeah, you know about that.
Of course, very unfortunate. We don't want any demons on the loose here or really anywhere else either. Demons are a pesky nuisance.
And they are not good sport. No, no,
Definitely.
no. They are not very fun to hunt, and the kind of deals that they offer, they're just no fun. It's all power and blood and souls and pettiness. It's unelegant.
Yes, yes. What do you usually hunt, Faye? I'm not.
Whatever they want.
Oh,
Why are you suggesting you should be our prey for tonight?
uh,
He
uh,
has this cruel smile of glee.
and I think Arthur smiles nervously. So I don't think I would be a very interesting prey. I am merely a boring academic.
Do I know about your missing student or extracurricular
Yeah,
friend?
I think everyone knows about the missing students.
No, I mean
But about
Conrad.
mental, yeah.
Oh, um, I don't mind you knowing, but I don't think I've told you.
Okay, then I don't know of him since he's not been brought up before. And I'll look surprised, like, so I'd heard that there'd been an incursion in your woods, but I did not know it was about demon summoning.
Yes, I talked with one of the professors, Bellatrix. She brought dead things into our woods, which I usually find quite charming. But I assumed that she was the demonologist in question. But we still did not found the culprit, and she pays attention to Arthur again.
Um, um, well, it certainly isn't me.
And honestly, I mean, if you're going to hunt something, he's already weakened. it would be a poor show to hunt hobbled prey, don't you think?
Yes,
And
poor
I
pet.
think
We
this
will
is
have to
like,
heal you first.
and I think like artists see this as a very welcome invitation to like talk about something else and like drops out. Oh yes, actually also a demon on the school grounds even. So not in the forest or anything.
Oh, which demon will that be?
It's a demon called Kagomid actually. It's a demon with some history in the school. Apparently, someone tried to summon it back in the day. Didn't go too well.
Kagumet, one of the few reasonable demons. It
Really?
has yes, it has an appreciation for things of beauty, and he tends to prefer to preserve what is beautiful rather than give in to cruelty. It's a irksome demon, but one that you can make deals with. Even some Fae have made deals with him, even if they will not talk about it in polite society.
Well, I didn't know that. In fact, I well, that's interesting. Have you? Is there any recent history with this demon? Do you know, by any chance?
Me? Or
Who are you asking?
I think. I mean, I think I'm asking the Fae, but I mean, if you had anything to contribute, I'm sure that it's more like in the conversation thing.
I don't think she knows much about Kogumid because she's been pretty focused. I think at this point, like she's letting you guys talk and like going to get drinks, and she's going to get the stuff that will not trap you in the party eternally and bring them back as refreshments.
Yes, of course. So this is something completely that the artist is completely oblivious to. And thanks, a drink. Yes.
So, as things are phasing in and out of reality, you notice something familiar, which seems to be the distortion caused by someone hidden by an invisible code moving in and out. And such an expensive artifact, really only someone of a wealthy wizarding family will be able to afford it. So you get the impression that it has to be Mansell under that coat, and he just sneaked through the party and deeper into the woods. So how does Arthur excuse himself?
I think he just takes the drink and says, "Oh, I just have to go pee real quick. Is there any places I shouldn't keep away from, or as such? I wouldn't want to do anything, rude to our dear hosts."
Stay within the glade and it will be fine. It's when you leave that you're free game.
Oh. Did I see this figure moving outside of the glade?
Yes.
Oh no. Well, I think I saw something moving over there.
What will I think that's a move, but I don't know what.
It could be bureaucracy because I mean he's breaking the rules by sneaking into the party.
True, but the thing that he wants to accomplish is to distract the Fae or to set them after Mantle.
I know, but I mean, isn't that bureaucracy? Someone broke into your party and then left the protective barrier?
That's true because red tape covers deflecting attention. Yeah, so roll me a red tape.
It might actually even be applicable in my special move here. Let's be rational.
Oh yes, you have that one.
And
Who's
you
that
present
one
your
instead?
basic conclusion supported by evidence, tell them what you want them to do about it. Bureaucracy.
Yeah.
I think it's just. Oh, maybe that's something you should hunt. Yeah, that's a great
Okay.
idea.
Roll that.
That's 9.
Okay, so they have to choose one. So do what you want, reject your evidence, no matter how stupid it makes them look. Go off on you right now. Do something kind of like what you want. Do something unrelated but benefits you personally. So they look at that and they say, "Oh, it seems that we have. I smell the smell of a naughty mortal. I think it's time for a hunt." And suddenly there is a golden bow and arrow in her hands, and you can see some fey hounds coming out as she looks around. Oh, do you want to join us for the hunt?
And I think like this is the time Helena like puts the cat down. It like morphs into its more mountain lionish form to get ready for this hunt. And she cracks her knuckles. It's like, as long as we get to indulge ourselves afterwards.
Looking like that, don't you have a form more fitting?
I don't think the clothes matter when they'll be on your floor anyway, dear.
I'm not speaking about clothes. I'm speaking of what is underneath.
So what is she wanting me to do?
She basically saying that are you hunting like a penny pink human?
Oh, so I think that, hmm. Oh, I'm going to have to try a roll that's going to probably fail. I'm going to try and sorcel up a hunting companion. An impressive animal hunting companion.
Mm-hmm.
So I
So
get
are
to roll.
are you summoning or are you transforming yourself into one?
Ooh, I like that. Yes, I think I'm transforming myself into some kind of like wolf or maybe no, I'm transforming myself into a golden deer for Mitaline to ride into the hunt.
Okay. So that's your specialty. So you're gonna grow with advantage.
I got a 6.
Okay. So you turn into a deer, all right, but uh, you get a look of horror as you realize that this was a trap, and Mithilan, the moment you turn into a deer, she binds you with fame magic and enslaves you to her will. And you can get 1 XP if you give her control over the hunt, or you can just resist the compulsion.
It's the final session. I'm not going to advance, but what's the fun of turning into a deer if you're not ridden into a hunt?
Yeah.
I'll take the XP.
So Arthur, you see a brief moment of panic, and you see the light of sapience disappear from the dear Elena eyes, and you realize that she is mind and body a fey golden deer. What do you do?
Oh, well, I can't do that, but I have to stay here, and I look like over at Helena Bird. I have no idea about this kind of subject at all.
So uh, I guess then the case that happens is uh, she turns to you and say, "Oh yes, of course. I don't expect you to. You are only human after all. So please enjoy your hospitality." And she goes out riding Ilya now, and you are left alone in the glade as they hunt down for Mansell. So what do you do now that you have the glade for yourself?
Well, this was the place that this magic happened, no?
Yes, this was exactly where this happened.
Um, is there any way for me to look here? I think I'm gonna. Maybe I can use magic to solve this problem.
Okay, so basically you try to reignite the old words and bindings that they use it here, and that is going to be your specialty too. So you're gonna roll with advantage.
Mm, it's an 8.
Okay, so I have to pick two.
The magic is short-lived or otherwise temporary. Uh, your solution becomes someone else's problem.
Okay, so you reignite the word, and you can see distant purple lights on Pigsmoke, and you realize that these words were connected to other ones, which just activated at the distance. And you have a short window of time in which you can basically either recreate the last ritual or to get answers.
Yeah, I think I want to try to get answers.
So, what you want to learn?
Uh, I won't. I mean, this. I guess this space must be. I mean, it seems like Kagu Mid has some kind of affiliation with these Fae. And since the last thing that happened also was here, I think I'm going to try to see if there is if the Fae contract or whatever is somehow involved in what is going on here.
Yeah, you look into that and you realize that there is a reason why they wanted to do this on this place. And you realize that the binding spell is drawing power from the ley line coming from the Fey worlds. And you realize that you know as a fact that something like that would have intoxicating effect upon demons, and will make them more willing to accept deals that they otherwise would not. So if you want to trick a demon to binding fey energy to the spell, uh, sealing or warding or summoning a demon would addle their perceptions of our world and make them misunderstand certain details of the deals. So if you want to confuse a demon, a bit of fey is always nice.
Hmm. Okay. Cool. Um, I think. Well, I think I want to see what's going on with Helena before I do something here. It's a good place to maybe smash cut. I'm not sure what to do here exactly. Summon the demon. What?
So while you think, we're gonna cut to Elena that is taking part on the hunt, and you are flooded by the new senses, and for a level of devotion and love for your mistress that you never had before. It's intoxicating, and everything seems so alive of the Feywild. And then you see Mansell cornered, dropping out of this invisible cloak, hounds, cats, and deer surrounding him as Mytilen draws her bow. And on a desperate moment, he gets the palm of his hands and summons a massive demon that seems to be made of a fusion between a dragon turtle and a beetle. And you have the thing that you need to catch for your mistress to get her favor, and you have this massive demon between you two. So what do you do?
I think this is going on an adventure, which might tag my field research role since I am an animal on this adventure.
Yeah. Yes.
Because I am going to stop this beetle and allow my mistress a great shot.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I got a 7. So again, I'm going to. I get it. I get hurt, and I get hurt, and I don't do it classily. I don't look good.
Okay, so tell me how you bring down this demon and how you embarrass yourself.
I think it's just sort of like the last unicorn fight with the unicorn and the Red Bull, leading it around, charging, trying to get to its weak point. And once she finally like flips it over and gets like and gores its soft underbelly, it explodes into just gooey viscera of demon ichor. And so like it's just sort of like the difference between action film violence and real life violence. This is real violence. It's not pretty. She does not look good, and if you don't look good, the Fae don't like it. But Mantle is clear for a shot.
Yeah, and Michelle just shots him in the leg and then claims him and puts her over her shoulders. And she looks at you, pathetic and bleeding, and she dispels the glamour, and you are once again yourself. And she says, "Well, Elena, it's better if you call it a night. It was some degree of fun, but I must say I am bored for today. See you at other opportunity. I have a new prize to celebrate." And she disappears with her court, taking Mansell in as a prisoner or a guest.
Yeah, and I'll text Arthur. Great party. Going home. Don't wake up. Don't wait up.
Yeah, I think Arthur gets the text and like stands with the war thrust slightly losing the glow, and it's like and looks around and rushes out of the glade.
Okay, so I guess time to once again go for medical aid before we see what we do for the rest of the week. So each of you, hospitality.
That's a 6.
Yeah, there's something about those demons. Their ones really do not seem to be healing. It baffles everyone.
I also got a 6. I mean,
Yeah.
it's demon ichor. It got in my wounds.
Yeah. So you're both kept under vigilance, but you're kept in the medical hall next one to each other, but you are in for the long haul, so you can get books and you can get access to your email, and you can do whatever from there. So, what are you going to be your time consuming moves now that you are bedridden in the hospital?
Hmm. Can I send my class out to do research?
As part of a special move
Mm,
or as part of something?
If I can't do anything, I think I'm just probably going to. If I can't send my class out to research, and I can't think of what I want them to research either, so
Hmm.
um, I think I'm going to delve deeply onto the subject of Conrad, like his family.
Okay, go for it.
Ooh, an 11.
Okay, so you have three questions.
What's the history?
So the Massel family, they made back in the 17th century a deal for being able uh, to have the demons protection for their family from the persecution. And the only thing that they thought themselves very clever at the time, because that would mean that the demons will not turn on the deal by monkey pounding their protection, is that every a child born to the Mansell household will become a vessel for demonic power, and upon their death will become the dedicated advisor and servant to one of the demon lords. And that last time that happened must have been around 8 generations ago. So probably Conrad is going to be either the subject of the curse or one of his siblings.
Hmm. And I think I've because we've been spending time next to each other. Arthur, is it okay if I know about your paper mini contract demon summonings?
Yeah, definitely. That's probably something that's going to come up.
Then I would, if you allow me to be a co-author, I will put the last two of my successes into your track.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so what is that Arthur is doing then?
I think Arthur is researching the Kagomid's affiliation with the Fae, actually.
Okay, so go ahead and roll me delve deeper.
Seems like they might know a way to get better deals with Kagomid, since I got 12.
Okay, so you have three questions.
Yeah, I think also I'm gonna say, what's the history here?
So the it seems that the Kagumet is actually partial to the faith, because you find notes and you found an old article from the 60s, digitalized online, that suggests that Kakumet may have been at some point be a Fae princess that studied demonology and defied other demon lords and earned herself a place among them. Uh, why she's just an unusual demon is because she's not really a demon. She's actually a fae that is able to yield demonic power through those bound to her service. But that is only a theory, and there was never any follow up paper on that.
Interesting. I think also I'm gonna put the last two into the paper.
Okay, so next week rolls in. Time to see if you get cleared. So each of you roll hospitality.
7. Yeah, maybe yes. Finally.
Okay, so you get to pick.
I got an 11.
Okay, so you're back to normal. It was just an hangover. A demonic hangover.
I ate grass for a week. Got over it.
Uh, I think you're fine, but with the strange cosmetic mutation.
So you're very sick. It's clear that all that exposure to demonic energies without a strong interval and already uh, being such state. So they decide to use unorthodox treatment on you. And which side effect are you left with?
I think that my arm is literally like some kind of like yeah demonic like symbol that's glowing continuously.
So basically, they use it. They got another of your colleagues to basically bind the demonic energies within your arm. So you have this pulsating demonic mark that seems to be alive and beaming with energy, where all this power is contained.
Yes.
Yeah. And so it seems that it's sealed, and in theory, it should heal now, but you see that the orderlies are not very convinced that this is going to heal on its own. So, yeah. So you are back, and are you, any of you, doing classes?
Yes. I mean, this is a great opportunity to scare the students a little bit with my new demon tattoo.
Okay, so roll to teach.
That's 8.
Okay, so you managed to keep order on your class, and things seem to be normal-ish now that Mansell is out of business and his father seems to not be causing trouble anymore. But you get an email from the literal devil, and she is asking you, look, I know that it's not our department, but the Fae are refusing to give Mansell back, and they are demanding that it's going to stay with them for 7 years and 7 days. Can you put a good word with us to get him back? Because his family is threatening to sue our department and to withdraw their financing from Pigsmoke if we don't get Mansell back. Can you do something?
Um. Well. Um. I mean, why would my word be more useful than any other person's word? Really, it's not like I know them or anything. And also, the students, they should certainly not delve into this matters. This must be in the contract with the students, right?
Okay, so roll smush to get away from having to deal with this bullshit.
Yeah, maybe this is the time to take a +1 to charisma with my new advanced. Then let's see, all the way to +0. Well, it doesn't help. I roll a 4.
And the literal devil seems very upset. I'm telling you, it is this problem, your problem, and your insubordination is going to be noticed. And she unleashes on you a torrent of mails and other words, and you have to move your schedule around. And having to deal with this fallout the entire week causes you to suffer burnout. So yeah, it seems that is now your problem. And you have a meeting with an emissary of the Fae and the Dean on Wednesday. So, uh, what is Elena going to be doing this week then?
I huh. I think since we are working, yeah, I'm gonna delve deeper. Since I'm assuming Arthur and I are exchanging notes about what we find on this paper. To what use would Conrad have to the Fae, especially if he was going to be a demon servant? They might have to give him up. So delve deeper.
Okay, so thanks for it.
Got an 8.
Okay, so a single question, or you can put that on the paper.
Oh, I could. And we could finish another paper. Yes, be selfish. Let's finish this paper.
Yeah, you start going after that, but soon you lose interest and you find enough stuff to write a good conclusion to the paper. And Arthur, you may now publish. So role plays research.
Yes. That's Snake Eyes.
Okay, so it seems that no journal is accepting to publish your paper. So, Arthur, what does the editor writes as justification for not accepting this
I
paper?
think that it would be dangerous for people to know this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the subject of demon contracts are dangerous enough without trying to give the demons more knowledge about how these loopholes work, or anyone else for that matter.
Okay.
Censoring, I say.
Uh-huh. So it seems that you will need to get someone else's name attached to this paper. Someone maybe that is more prestigious than even Elena, and that they could help push this forward through the editor. Or maybe someone that could just scare the editor into publishing it.
Maybe I could get a demon on her back.
Maybe.
I could bribe Verdant.
Or you can just ask Verdant to refer she asked you to tell her if you needed something.
That's true. Could do that.
Do you want to get Verdant on the paper?
I mean, sure. She's well known and also a demon hunter who could question a demon hunting.
Verdant is the the lady from the Paraveterinary. Christy is the demon hunter.
Oh, right.
Well, you can get also Christy, that's true. You can try to convince Christy again.
I mean, this is a free paper for her.
Yeah, this should be easy, right?
Yes.
Uh, so, how do you charm Christy? What is your charm offensive here?
Well, I mean, I think I just take her up on this deal that we were doing of having cookies and tea in my office, and I tell her about this new findings I have, which is surely must be very interesting for her, and also no, actually, I think I asked her to present her findings about the history of tomes to me over a cup of tea. So that's my charm offensive.
Yeah, so why don't you roll schmooze with advantage to see how this meeting goes?
Well, right now on my dice there's 3 ones. So let's see. Yeah, so that's it.
Oh, so she reads your paper and she seems to be completely delighted reading it. And she said, "That is amazing work. Honestly, considering that you were bedridden for most of it, that must be almost impossible. That is really something. I mean, I'm not sure if that is going to help you with getting these past the editor, but sure, I'll gladly be honored to add my name to this paper, and I'm gonna write some addendum on the methodologies and protocols, and hopefully that should be enough to satisfy any reviewers. Now, I have a favor to ask for this. I kind of need. I mean, I have the historical basis hands down, and other than my name, I kind of need to have someone that has a well published record on demonology to validate the how sound in terms of demonology my historical report is. So would you be willing to be a co-author on my paper?
Sure. What is that you need me to do exactly?
I need actually I need you more to give me some notes of context, like how was demonology on the 16th century, non-demonologies, how was that different from nowadays, and how that might influence how things happened. Because I kinda need that to get a really fancy abstract and conclusion, because otherwise it's just a boring historical account.
Yeah, and I think Arthur he takes his cup like to hide his face, and which is grimacing about this um, this work of finding historical things, but then like takes the cup down and says, "Well, um, if you can help me with getting this past peer review, I think it's I'm sure this is it's completely reasonable favor to ask."
Okay, so she does just that, and before the next day, like at 6 a.m., she already sent you the corrections and the protocols that she wanted you to include. So the very next day, you are able to send these again to the editor. So why don't you roll publish again?
That's 9.
Okay, so okay, I'm gonna say that you infuriate the Fae because the Fae have been trying to get a member of the faculty here, and they were kind of expecting that the paper in which clearly the research was happening on their backyard, especially with a demon of special interest to the Fae, they are really upset that you did not at least, give them an acknowledgement for their contributions or try to get one as co-author. So the Fae are really upset with you, Arthur. Yeah, good thing that you don't have a meeting for them Wednesday.
Yeah, kids, nice.
Uh, yeah, so how about that meeting? So do you invite someone else to attend this meeting?
I mean, I think I'll definitely invite my dear co-author Helena to this meeting, expert on Fae.
Oh, I don't see why I need to be there. I'll go.
So this is happening on the decadent office of the dean, and so there it is, Eva Kowalski, and next to her seems to be this golden, long-eared, 8 foot tall, with the silver man, this prince of the Fae, Edgiriel. And he seems to sneer at you even with more contempt that he has traditional for mortals. Honestly, there is no way that we can return him. He committed serious infractions against us, and he was caught legitimately as the terms of the Wild Hunt. By any law, ours or mortal, he belongs to us.
And let's see. And I don't want Conrad back. It seems he's in the safest place he should be right now. And I'll just bring up the fact that, it seems that he had been in the woods before. Or at least he'd gone back to the woods. It's a good chance that he had been the guy who had been there the first time with the horrible portal tattoos that went terribly awry. And if we turned him over to mortal society, well, they wouldn't know what to do with him with their legal system. That couldn't work. And in the magical society, look at his family name. He's of good breeding. He'll get a slap on the wrist. Fey justice is the only justice that is applicable right now.
So Elena actually makes a claim to help this slide, or she just wants this to let go?
She's on the Fae's side, and this
Mhm.
Conrad is a nuisance and needs to be kept away from Pigsmoke. Probably people in general.
And Eva is displeased. I will not deny or pretend that Mr. Marshall did not act in grievous terms to your kind. However, I must think about the school here, and I must appease the Mansells. And this also harms any ideas of having faculty members or students, because come on, nobody will want to go to a school if they are fair around and they have the reputation to just spiriting students away. We need to put a positive spin on this, even if we are not get Marcel back.
The most obvious choice is, student swapping programs. Conrad was just the first to join up. Don't you agree? Wink.
I guess I could get something that could indicate voluntarily on the part of the mortal, as Miriel seems to contemplate. However, I don't understand what is there for us on this. We already have him. We don't care about our image and whatnot.
It's not just your image. It's the access to the fact. I mean, the Fae today, you still have your woods, you still party, you still have grand adventures. But don't you get TV? Don't you enjoy the Real Housewives? Don't you want your children, your children's children, to be able to be paid to be a dramatic narcissist on TV and live a life where not only their every emotion is seen to, but catered to?
I mean, there is not much interest for us in being paid, but when we see something like the Kardashians, we see the potential for glamouring countless numbers. So we can see the interest in reality TV, yes.
Well, it's not just the fact that you would have money. I mean, sure, that's a good offset. I mean, you guys can turn leaves into gold, but I mean, I don't know what you need with money. But if you have actual currency, those that aren't bought in by the glamour can be bought.
So that is a roll of some kind. Do you have a special move or do you smooth?
I think I'm schmoozing.
Well, so schmooze it away.
That is a 9.
So he seems to be thinking, well, I have 2 conditions. First is that on the next paper that Professor Stanger publishes, one of our new reality TV stars is a co-author. And second, we get to pick who will be the student that we send here. And we don't want to hear any opposition from Pigsmoke. And you can see the dean leaning as she looks for both of you as if, is this a good idea? What do you guys think? You're the experts here.
I think Helena's just, nodding, smiling, trying to get Arthur to nod along.
Yes.
Great. Good thing that we can have this bound. And then Edgemariel turns to the dean. Now, there was something about, some people contacted us about seeing the Fae people incorporated. I would like to speak with that in private with you, Dean. And they scuttle you away.
I can't believe that worked. Even I didn't buy what I was selling.
Well, good things these Fae are easily tricked, I guess.
Yes, I do hope I wasn't playing into any of their plans, but if not, it's not like I have tenure here. I can get a job somewhere else.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm sure that's not going to be a problem.
Well, I mean, look at you. You have an arm to study now. I bet you'd be in real big demand.
Well, I don't know about that. I'm sure that there is some new hot thing that they will be more interested in just 5 minutes, just to see.
Well, you're from calling, binding, summoning, aiding, that entire field, right? You're good at contracts, aren't you?
Well, with demons, yes.
Well, demons have... That's better than most lawyers, I'm assuming. But I'm probably going to be getting a lot of fanfare for my work with the Fae. I could use a proofreader for any contracts I sign.
I mean, sure. If I can use what I find, generally speaking, as a topic of research, I'll be happy to do it.
Of course. And if there's globe hopping, I mean, I might as well do my book signings and public appearances near sites of great power and importance to you.
Oh, actually not dealing with the students sounds like a great idea.
Exactly. And I mean, I can handle the partying for both of us if you're tired.
Yes, please do. You seem to be an expert in that.
Yeah, I think like the camera pans off of them like talking about like their dreams for the their future.
Awesome.
Okay, so you still have a time-consuming move before we wrap up. Elena wounded her because on that delve deeper, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I think probably I'll try to help out Christy and delve deeper into what she asked. And that's 11.
Oh, good. So you have 3 points to spend.
I mean, I guess I mean she asked me to figure out something to. Oh yeah, there it is. I guess I'm just gonna finish this with the 2, and then a question here, and I think it might be. What could I use this for?
You realize that as you go research into the ancient ways that they use it for binding, you realize that the way that old bind worked, it was very practical. So during the 16th century, they had what was called battlefield binding, in which they have some pre-assembled seals, and all they did was to replace quickly the faucet depending on what they were trying to steal. And it was not very effective long term, but it was very good to create some fast solutions. And it is a crazy idea, but if one had those fields prepared in advance, digitalized, and sorted by an algorithm, you with having a fuzzy on one hand and a smartphone on the other, one could perform a very quick binding on the fly.
That's very interesting. Maybe this is something I can research on on my new job here, when I don't get interrupted by constant teaching.
Indeed. So I think we don't have time to run another week. So we close off with an overview of an epilogue in which we see after Thanksgiving, you starting the second term of the fall and describing what we see your teachers doing. So let's go. Well, whoever has an idea, go first.
I think that people are like lining up for Helena's class after she got made like the debutante of the Fae for America, and then with her last piece of blackmail, as she had promised, there would be hordes of people. Wink. Verdant like walks in with this huge cup of coffee, having to take over for Helena's class as she is being blackmailed into taking on the stuff so Helena can go around the world and promote her new book, Dating the Most Dangerous of Beings, Dining with the Fae.
Yeah, and I think we see it's probably like a pan out to see like in the back office of this big conference thing with Helena. You see Arthur and Alex, the partner of Arthur, drinking pina coladas at the hotel or something, while Arthur is like working on his new research project. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
If I like the idea, like they're at like some kind of famous like beach that was like where a cultist was, and, like Arthur's like doing research and his partner's just sipping a pina colada.
Yeah.
All right, that was Summer School Pigsmoke. So, roses and thorns, anyone?
I want to give a rose and a thorn to the dice roller today. It seemed like it loved me and hated Michael. It was like, and there's like, I need to fail one roll. At least it failed like the most important roll for me. But it was nice succeeding a lot, I will admit. But it's it took the edge off, like, like, what am I going to do? It was like, I'm going to do this. This is so risky. Oh, I do it. I'm going to do this. This is so risky. Oh, I do it. Damn, I'm good, but I kind of want some drama. But I really liked how you tied together the Fae and the demons. I'm sure there's a lot of mystery we left unscratched because I was a selfish, self-promoting jerk. So it feels like I would want to come back to this version of Pigsmoke just to find out what we've missed. Maybe the more responsible person, but I really felt like I was the networker, like I was leveraging actual blackmail for my. I can teach. I'm good at teaching, but why?
Yeah, I think I want to give a rose to you, Ferret. I think it was really cool to this time. This was the first session that I played this game where I think we hit the pace that I wanted the game to have. That we want to get more things done. I was a little bit in the first sessions. I had a little bit of a hard time, like, not getting progress on my research progress because we went very long weeks. And I think it worked really well, partly because we had the same idea of how to do our scenes, and just like we got a lot of stuff done, which was really cool. So I enjoyed it a lot. I think this I got definitely like a different like Pigsmoke experience this session than the last ones. So thanks.
Yeah. And thank you for going along with me blackmailing you as the first thing I did this session.
Well, I mean, it seemed very on brand with your character type, so I was just like, why not? Let's go.
Yeah, I have to give roses to both of you for really playing off each other. So, getting the feel of what each other character was from, and playing to their strengths, so letting them be each other. I also like the way that, weirdly enough, the school faculty came more alive today. So, whenever you saw opportunity to get other people of the university involved, you involved them and used them as a bit of resources and throw them at the problems, which kind of it was something that I also wanted to see more, especially because that speeds research a lot if you do that. I have to give a turn to the dice roller because it was going either all full out, and at a certain point I ran out of moves to make things even worse, or it was going all in, and I lost those ones at 7/9s, which are usually the best spot. And yeah, a big rose also for I think it's related to the way that we set the pace of things that we wanted to accomplish each week and moving on along and dealing with the problems as they appeared. Because I get the feeling that we were able to do a lot this way, and we kind of hit the pacing, which I think Pigsmoke works better at. Yeah, and I didn't like this, and definitely maybe lose a bit more time on the first session to get the longer weeks out of the way, and then keep this pacing for most of the game. It seems it's more like a legacy type of pacing, even if this game I think it's older than legacy, in which you want to go zoom out, handle the major time stuff, and then zoom in when a particular situation is happening. Yeah. Okay, so are you guys okay with me uploading this? Okay, so have a nice rest of Sunday and see you around.
See you.